Hello friends, welcome to With My Plant. Today we are going to understand the reproduction in algae. Okay, let's start. So if we see the reproduction of algae, there can be that can be divided in three main type. Number one is your vegetative reproduction. Second one is asexual reproduction, and third one is your sexual reproduction. So let's understand the vegetative reproduction, and we will deal with the important terminology related to the vegetative reproduction of your algae. The first one is your binary fission. Binary fission meaning the division of one organism in two parts. This is called as binary fission in two equal division. Okay, so this is a primary method basically of reproduction in unicellular prokaryotic algae, and the example is Atlacystis. And in binary fission, the cell divides into two daughter cells, each with identical genetic material to the parent cell. This process allows for rapid population growth in favorable environmental conditions. So, this type of reproduction is for favorable environmental conditions. And as I told you, one mother cell will be divided into two daughter cells, and both are having equal genetic material. Okay, so this is called as and this is very rapid. This is helpful in increasing rapid population. Okay, and this is also under good under favorable environmental conditions. Now coming to the second one, that is the accidental fragmentation. That means one big algae is there, accidentally it is divided now, and each part will form a new complete algae. Okay, so filamentous and multicellular algae may undergo accidental fragmentation, where they break into smaller pieces due to physical forces such as water currents or grazing by animals. Each of these fragments have the potential to develop into new individual organism, but there must be filamentous and it must be a multicellular algae. Okay, third is important is the term is regeneration. Regeneration meaning the ability to form a new algae. Okay, some algae species have ability to regenerate from fragments or even from single cell. This process involves the growth and development of new organism from a detached part of the parent algae. Regeneration can occur in response to damage or a means of asexual reproduction. Now coming to the term sporulation. Sporulation is an important term. In certain algae, uh, 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 they produce basically specialized reproduction structure called as spores, and the process of formation of these spores are called as sporulation. Okay, these spores are capable of developing into new individual under favorable conditions. Sporulation is common in various groups of algae, including your unicellular as well as your multicellular forms. So they basically form spores, and the process of formation of these spores is called as sporulation. So this is all about your vegetative reproduction in algae. Now coming to the asexual reproduction. Now in asexual reproduction, in different kind of algae, there is different type of asexual reproduction. So let's understand in case of Anabena and nostoc. Anabena and nostoc, they used to produce echinates. Echinates are basically for unfavorable conditions. Now what is happening in echinates? These algae produces, these Anavenna and nostoc produces specialized cells called as echinates as a part of asexual reproduction. Echinates are formed when cells accumulate food material. That means they will store the food material and develop a thick wall. And the cells can withstand adverse condition because of that thick wall, such as your dryness and high temperature. But when conditions become favorable and normal for the growth of algae, echinates germinate to form new filament, contributing to the proliferation of this algae. Okay, this is echinates, and it is present in case of happening in case of your Anabenna and nostoc. Now coming to eulothrix. Eulothrix, they basically produce zoospore. Eulothrix, a filamentous algae, reproduces asexually by producing motile cells. Okay, so zoospore, everywhere you can remember it as this can is a mobile spore. Okay, so that's why it is called as zoospore. Okay, these or you can say motile. Okay, these spores are formed through division of protoplast of a single cell by mitosis. Each zoospore possesses 2 to 4 flagella, enabling it to swim for a certain period before settling down. Once they are settled, the zoospore divided into a structure called hold fast. It is basically helping in anchoring the algae and upper cells, which further develop into vegetative filaments. Okay, so this is basically zoospore in case of your eulothrix, and as I told, they are having 2 to 4 flagella. Okay, now coming to chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas is in unicellular motile, but they produce through zoospore, and daughter cells are formed inside the parent cell envelope, each developing into 2 flagella. These zoospores resembling the parent cell but smaller in size and are released into surrounding water when the parent cell wall is dissolved. But if there is less water, or the surrounding water is less, the zoospore may lose their flagella and transform into non-motile aplanospore, which eventually develop into thick wall hypnospore. Okay, so basically they will become non-motile. Okay, then in chlamydomonas, when unfavorable condition is there, there will be palmella stage. What is this palmella stage? When moist soil prevents the release of juice spores due to lack of free water, chlamydomonas cell becomes embedded within a gelatinous material formed from the parent cell wall. Okay, in this palmella stage, cells do not possess flagella. However, upon flooding with water, they develop flagella, swim away, and dispersing and initiating new colonies. Okay, now in case of ectocorpus also they form zoospores. Okay, ectocorpus produces zoospore in sporangia, which can be plurilocular or unilocular. The sporangia can be plurilocular or unilocular. Plurilocular meaning it is having many cells and produces several biflagellate zoospores. Okay, and unicellular sporangia means they are having single cell, and that produces single biflagellate zoospores. These zoospores aid the dispersal and colonization of new habitats in ectocorpus algae. So in case of ectocorpus, basically what is happening? Two type of juice pores are forming. Plurilocular sorry juice pores are forming through two type of sporangia, that is the plurilocular, and also another is your unilocular sporangia. Unilocular sporangia is having single cell and produce single biflagellate juice pore, whereas plurilocular is having multicellular structure and form several biflagellate juice pores. Okay, so this is all about your asexual reproduction in algae. Now coming to the sexual reproduction in algae, the first one or the first thing to understand in sexual reproduction is the gametic fusion. Now gametic fusion, what is happening? Two gametes are being fused. Okay, so mm, there is no male female, but they used to call it as plus and minus, and the mating is happening between plus and minus. Okay, the fusion may only between the plus and minus gametes. So there will be many conditions, that may be dioecious condition or maybe monoecious conditions. So in case of monoecious conditions, there will be homothalic, means in one thallus there will be male and or minus and plus gametes are present. But in case of dioecious parent, what is happening? The one parent is having only plus and another parent is having only minus gametes. Okay, so this is how there are two type of conditions, that is monoecious and dioecious condition. Okay. um yes, very important. Three type of gametic fusion is happening. One is isogamous, another is anisogamous, and third is your oogamous. So isogamous, as the name suggests, both the gametes are having similar size. Okay, this is called isogamous, and having similar morphology as well. But in case of anisogamous, there is two two gametes and they are of different size. Okay, this is called as anisogamous and having also different different morphology. Okay, and basically in general case, what is happening? The female gamete is the larger one. Okay, and in case of oogamous also, there is two different type of or different size of gamete is there, and the female gamete is basically non-motile and larger in size, whereas the male gamete or is having small and highly motile gamete. Okay, so they can called as anthrozoids or spermatozoids or sperms. Okay, so this is all about the morphology of male and female gamete. But what is happening? The male gamete attracted to the female gamete because of some chemical signal, and that is through a special hormone called as gamons. Okay, and this is released by the female gamete, and this gamon is a volatile hydrocarbon, and because of this the male gamete attracted towards the female gamete and there is fusion. Okay, and from that fusion there will be formation of your zygote. Now, formation of zygospore. If environmental conditions are unfavorable for growth, the zygote may develop thick wall and become a resting zygospore. So, the zygote having a thick cell wall can be called as a zygospore. Gametes being haploid are produced by mitosis in haploid thallus. In diploid organism like fucus, reproductive cells undergo meiosis and or meiosis, through meiotic division there will be haploid gametes. So this is all about the sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, as well as vegetative reproduction of algae. I hope you guys understood the concept of and terminology, important terminology regarding the reproduction of algae. Thank you.